I knew for a price.
What's up, y'all? What's up? Y'all, I have not been on a live in a hot minute, but I wanted to jump on the live tonight. So I'm going to wait for the notification to go out to everybody. And if you see me smacking on my lips, it's because I'm eating dinner as I'm going live. But I hope everyone has had a good week. Make sure y'all come in, click that like, click that thumbs up. I told you I'm going to be a fat kid on tonight. Click in. We'll get some chit chat going because, again, I haven't been on a live in a hot minute. So yeah. So for those that haven't seen it yet, go onto my channel and check it out. I had a video come out today. I broke down and did the grocery haul one. You know, everybody's doing the grocery haul because for some reason people want to see what you're buying grocery wise. So I did it. I'll admit I did it. It was cray. But y'all, when I tell you stuff is so expensive right now, listen, I always say in my video, we veggie wise grow about 85% of what we about 85% of what we eat, we grow in our garden, but we still have a little bit about maybe about 15% of stuff that we don't grow that I purchase still. And we buy beef and pork from a local rancher, and we won't start doing our chicken meat and turkey meat until next spring. So still got to go to the grocery store. And we do it once a month. I'll tell you, it gives me the biggest headache, and it wears me out doing grocery shopping once a month because the prices are so ridiculously expensive. If you haven't seen that video, it's on my YouTube today. Came out. I blasted Kroger because they upset me. So that's what I did. So how's everyone's week? Hit it up in the chat. How everyone week been? Who's up in here? Turn off this banner. Even though definitely, as it says, hit that thumbs up when you come in. Yeah, so we did that today. Oh, let me tell y'all. Okay, so hey Chris. Hey. Let me tell you that we raised 12 chickens. Okay, we'll start there. A while back. Well, now 19 weeks back. We finally got 12 chickens hatched. That's not including the turkeys. One did pass. And so we had 11. Well, out of that 11, 7 turned out to be boys. And the rest were girls. So got rid of 5 of the roosters. Yeah, speaking of, right, that chicken price was ridiculous. I could not believe. And let me tell you, I do a lot of home canning of soups for the winter. That's one of my big things because I love convenience because, Chris, as busy homesteaders, sometimes you forget to take stuff out for dinner until the last minute, and having the canned soup is so easy. You pop it up, you heat it, that you know how it is. Anyways, so I do a whole chicken for a chicken and veggie soup that we can, but we also sell it. And when I started doing it, the whole chickens were anywhere from $3 to $6. Now I used to always get what they called the quote unquote organic chicken, which let me just tell you is a bunch of so $6. Let's just say $6. It is now $12, doubled. And I've been homesteading for almost 2 years. Okay, so back to my chickens. So I got rid of 5 of them, kept 2. One of them, I wasn't sure if it was a rooster or a hen yet because it was looking like it was trying to lay eggs and be by itself and do its thing, and it hadn't crowed, but it had the tail thing. So got rid of 5 of the roosters. And a friend of mine said, "Hey, I have 3 Easter egger hens. They're 28 weeks. I don't like the bigger hens and the bigger eggs. Do you want them?" And of course, I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, thank you." So we went, got them, and I knew how it was that you had to separate them for a couple days, get them used to seeing each other through, and then at night, kind of sneak them in the coop, and that they all should kind of blend together. Well, let me tell you, them's didn't blend. It was last night that I did it. The 3 girls moved in with all of them, and right when I moved in, JW, who is our one of the roosters, he was our first rooster chicken that hatched, so he kind of felt a little sentimental. Was being a big old bully, was not letting him come by the food, nothing. When I say nothing. And then we have a little bantam. She was our first one to start laying. Her name's Coco, and she's a little, you know what? She's a little bitch. And she was like cheerleading for JW. I'm like, y'all got to chill out. So, but I had talked to a lot of homesteaders. They were like, "Casey, just let them do their thing. Let them figure out the peck order, and let them figure it out, and don't try to intervene." Hey, just Mari, how are you? Did I say that right? Just Mari? Mari, is that how you say it? Hey, news to you. Happy to be here. I'm happy you were here too. So thanks for coming in. So yeah, so left them in overnight. We have, if you watch our videos, we have our nesting boxes kind of to the left of the big kind of pen where they stay. So get up in the morning, go out to check for eggs. Obviously, they must have had a totally disheveled night because 1, I had no eggs, and I've been getting 2 eggs a day. And 2 of my girls, now, of course, we've named them because they're my laying girls, and they are Angel, Amber, and Two-Tone. Mom named the Two-Tone. Don't ask. So the 3 of them. So I see Two-Tone and I see Angel on top of the nesting boxes, which is where we left them last night. And there's a bunch of chicken poop everywhere on top of it. And we're looking around because all the other chickens are coming to the door to go out for the morning. And I'm like, "Where is Amber? Where is Amber?" So the first thing in my head that I was like, "Oh my goodness." I'm looking around trying to think of how a predator could have gotten in or reached through, because I've heard of raccoons reaching through the chicken thing and pulling them through. I'm looking for feathers. I'm looking for everything. Nothing. So I open the chicken coop. I let the other chickens go out. Now Amber or Angel and Two-Tone are still on the nesting boxes. They're like, "We're not going nowhere." And I'm looking, and they kept on looking behind the nesting box. Like, they're so smart. They were looking behind like, "Dad, hello, down here." So I look down there, and there's Amber. Just had been chilling, stuck behind the nesting box all night. So got her out. They had them run out of that coop. No joke, y'all. The 3 girls, the new girls that I integrated into the coop or into the flock, ran back to the other room where they were staying before during their little quarantine and went in that little area. I was like, "Okay, so y'all as neighbors, y'all not going to be living together." Because I was like, I can't have JW, my rooster, which is about to be a boyless flock shortly, bullying all my girls that are laying eggs. I know, poor baby. So they must have not eaten all night because JW and Coco's little mean butt wouldn't let them eat. So they are now, you'll see it on the short, they are now separated. They are in different areas. But I think now what we're going to do is during the day when they're all out, do both chicken groups out together. We haven't done that yet because the 4 roosters would mean towards Ethel, our turkey hen. And that's my money. That's my meat right there. So they couldn't do that. So, anyways, we didn't put them together yet, but we're going to. But yeah, that's my little story of everybody always makes homesteading look so easy and beautiful that you go collect eggs in the morning and it's what y'all, it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work being a homesteader. And I hope that at least our videos here at Ormsby Farm don't make it seem like it is all sunshines and rainbows, because it is not. See, I've had a few times when flocks just would not accept new birds, but usually it's because the rooster is ready for dinner. JW is a bully with the food, and he's about to go to freezer camp if he don't get his act right. Now, let me tell you, these, at first, I thought for a while that I was going to do these chickens and the bigger hens that laid eggs, I was going to incubate, and those would be meat chickens. But can't talk too much on it because we have a podcast that's coming out about it. We sat down with Naked Gardeners, Sydney and Torianne, and they talked about the American breast. Leave a comment if y'all have heard of American breasts. It's like the new dual purpose bird, like the new hot dual purpose bird. Because most of y'all know my opinion on Cornish cross. Yes, I know they're probably wonderful birds, great for the meat, get big juicy breasts and all that kind of stuff. But okay, you've heard. Okay, so that's what we're thinking. But Cornish cross is not self-sustainable, and I just can't, in good conscience, push something on my channel when I'm pushing self-sustainability, and Cornish cross is not self-sustainable because you still have to order. You're still relying on a hatchery to do it. So I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to hatch out my chickens, even though they won't be as big as the Cornish cross or meating. I still can do them for like taco meats and shredded chicken, that kind of stuff. And then I heard about these American breasts. Now they're expensive now, but I've really been like sitting and you're still not sold on them yet. Let me tell you, when our podcast comes out, I will tag you in it so you know, because Sydney and Tori Ann are so knowledgeable, and they're breeders of the American breasts. And I've watched a lot of their videos now, and I'm going to tag them in this live. And it just, now, they're not as quick to get as big as the Cornish cross. The Cornish cross are like 8 to 10 weeks. Some say that they butcher around 7 to 8 weeks. These are more of the 16 to 18 weeks before they get to be that size, and they still can be a 5 to 6 pound chicken, which is okay with me. I still are 2 turkeys will be our baby mama and baby daddy of our turkey meat. They are a red bourbon and blue slate mix of both heritage. And I think they're going to be good meaty turkeys. I am going to be doing videos on building a tractor, the chicken and turkey tractor, outside of our greenhouse in the spring, because that's when I'm going to start the meat animals. And why? Pretty much as me and Chris over at Chris and Larry's Homestead were talking about in the chat before, the prices, y'all, the prices of chicken. I didn't even look at turkey today when we were shopping because I didn't. One, they don't have the whole turkeys out, which is crazy to me. Now, I did find a turkey breast. I did find a turkey breast, like frozen turkey breast, that I'll probably turn into lunch meat or make some stew with. But they haven't had the whole turkeys out yet, so I can't really go on the prices of that. Did you raise them, Chris? We'll have to talk. I'll email you after the live. We'll have to chit chat because I'm just like, I'm trying to figure out what's going to be the best meat for my family. Yeah. You have 3 turkeys and 4 roosters ready for. I had 5, and one went to a family. Well, it's a couple, and they're really good friends of ours, Sam and Renee, and they took. We called him Miss McFlufferson. He was a silky, and he went there, and then the other 4 went to another family, probably for meat. I'm just not set up yet to be ready to butcher. I will be soon enough, but yeah, I've just got to figure out what chicken I want for my meat. And that being said, if I go with a different breed or a different group of that will be my baby daddy and baby mommy for breeding the meat chickens, then JW may be going to freezer camp, and I'm gonna keep all the girls without a rooster for my eggs because I won't sell the eggs. But I use a lot of eggs in my baking and my cooking and breakfast and all that kind of stuff. So, and let me tell you, it was so funny. Once I got rid of the final 4 roosters that I got rid of, it was so quiet in my coop. It was like the girls were like, "Oh, thank goodness, all the men's is gone. We were so sick of them." And they were. The men were all over those girls all the time. I'm like, y'all settle down. No means no. Like settle down all of that jumping and trying to mount them. It was all the time. It was 24/7. Let's see, I haven't bought a whole chicken in forever. I picked up an organic one from Sam's and under the price. I decided I didn't need a whole chicken for the store. Right. The prices is ridiculous. And let me tell you, it's not even just the meat. The meat's bad, but the meat is not even the worst of the stuff. Let me try to think of other things that have like tripled. Okay, so there are a couple things that, one, either didn't germinate in my fall garden, or 2, I don't grow yet. One of them was we are getting our 55-foot hoop coop greenhouse, whatever you want to call it, redone in February. We're redoing the electrical, the fans, the ground covers, everything, and we're going to be putting a lot of dwarf trees in there. Lemon, key lime, and a clementine are 3 of them that I've already looked into. So we still have to buy lemon limes from the store because, as all of y'all know, I like my adult beverage. And when I don't have wine and I'll have an adult beverage vodka drink, I'd like a lime. Same thing for mom and her gin and tonics. And those are expensive. Another thing that I had been looking at was avocado trees. There are dwarf avocado trees, ridiculously expensive. I was just like, do I really want this guacamole? But then I think when you have tacos and fajitas, it is wrong. It is wrong for you not to have salsa, cheese dip, and guacamole. It's wrong. It's my opinion, and I stick by it. Let me see. I really, oh, that sucks. That sucks. Yes, coffee ridiculous. You know what's funny is I did a seed exchange in the spring, and somebody sent me coffee seeds, coffee beans or seed, whatever they're called, seed form. And I was like, can I grow coffee in Georgia? I don't know, but we work with a company that is gives their funds back to animal rescue and animal adoption. So that's kind of like a dual purpose for our coffee. It's kind of like donating to a good fund and getting coffee. Because let me just tell you, and we stock up on the coffee, because if we run out of coffee, we are not nice people here at Ormsby Farm. I'm just saying. Well, just let me grow it, and then y'all come down and get some from our greenhouse, Chris. You can just come down and come pick. Right? It is wrong. It is wrong. Now, let me tell you a funny story, y'all, because I was super picky as an eater. So when I would do fajitas, I would not do onions and peppers in my fajitas. I know, blasphemy. I already hear it. So finally, when I got a pallet, when I started homesteading, actually, I started growing the onions and peppers and putting it in there, and the taste was totally different to where I'm like, you can't even have fajitas without onions and peppers because of the taste. So those are a couple things: onions, peppers, cheese dip, salsa, guacamole you need for Mexican food. Elle has had such a hard time finding real Mexican food in Georgia. You can't. You're well. Um, there is like Norcross in Norcross, Georgia. They call it like Little Mexico City of Georgia, and you can find some good, like authentic Mexican food there. Now, if you want like American Mexicanized food, you can find that most place. Like we have a really good Americanized Mexican restaurant in a town near us called Sandersville. So good. It is so delicious. You can grow coffee, but it kind of yeah. And see, I've talked about on my videos multiple times that like wheat. Could I grow wheat for wheat flour, or the wheat berries to then grind for flour? Yes. Do I want to? No. Could I grow rice? Yes. Do I want to? No. So there's a couple things, and coffee pretty much is one of them that I just rather buy or buy in bulk, stock up, and let somebody else do the work. Yes, I just saw the cilantro. Yes, that's another one. And let me tell you, now that I've learned how to grow cilantro here on the farm, our cilantro grows like weeds, like crazy. And I'll tell you, I harvest the cilantro, wrap it up in some paper towels, put it in a Ziploc in the freezer, and I use that. It will store great. It still has the cilantro smell, even frozen, to add to salsas and all that kind of stuff. I've done it up to 9 months after I've harvested the cilantro, and it still smells as fresh as it now. It doesn't look as fresh, but it smells as fresh as it did when I harvested it. So just a little trick for those that grow cilantro. And the crazy thing is, cilantro always comes ready before tomatoes do. Like I plant my cilantro in the spring, early spring. I'm talking it's ready by like early May to harvest. And I harvest a bunch of it, roll it in the paper towels, put it in a Ziploc, and I put sometimes 3 rolls of paper towel cilantro in a gallon Ziploc bag, throw it in the freezer, and then yes, you can use it all throughout the summer when you're making salsa, because we love our salsa here at Ormsby Farm, and I sell my salsa at farmers markets. Um, so to be able to have that, pull it out, break it off frozen, I put it frozen right into the blender with all the stuff. I'm telling you, I don't want to call it lazy because it's definitely not lazy, but I'm like quick, fast. How do we do it? Same thing with like a lot of the food, like a lot of the veggies that we eat. We eat them from frozen. We put them in the air fryer, frozen, eat it, cook it up that way, and it's ready to go. It's ready to go. Convenience. That's the word I was looking for. Convenience. Yeah, later there was a food stuff, labor and cost. Right? And see, a lot of us, especially a lot of the homesteading buddies that I've met locally that live in the small town where we live, all of us feel the same way. Like, why are we growing that when we can just buy it? When we could just buy it in bulk, whether it's Azure Standard or buying it bulk at like the Sam's Club, Costco, those kind of stuff. And again, don't come for me in the comments if you're rewatching it. Yes, I am a Sam's Club purchaser. Good morning, Annette. Hello. Hello. Yes, just because it's cheaper. Like I buy white rice, and I buy that because it is easier for me to turn it into jasmine rice, or turn it into a sticky rice, or turn it into Mexican rice. by certain recipes. And leave a comment if you're watching this in the playback if you want the recipes for those, because I just get a big bag. I think it's like a 50-pound bag is $17 of the rice, and that lasts us probably 6 months, half a year. So I mean, it works. It works. I told Elle that I would freeze dry fajitas from home and shit. Oh my gosh. Chris, why don't you do that and sell that? Oh my gosh. That's like the best idea ever. Now listen, Harvest Right. Harvest Right. Are you listening? I'm gonna look right into the camera. Hold on. Let me get this microphone right, y'all. Let me look right in this camera. Harvest Right. Hi. Send me one. I will talk about y'all all the time. We love you, Harvest Right. But yes, that's one of the ones that I'm like, yep, it's time for a freeze dryer, but maybe not time for spending all that moolah on one. But that would be such a great idea. Oh my goodness, to freeze dry fajitas. It's like what is it? Mountain Man? Is that the brand of the freeze dried camping food? Let me tell you, we joked about it because we talked about freeze dried foods on one of our podcasts. And for those that don't know, I'm on a podcast called Round the Hay Bale with Alicia from Country Mama Musing, Andale from Andale Homestead, and Monica from Bland's Promised Land Ranch. And we just started shooting, or we just finished up shooting the next 12 episodes of our season 4 unscripted season, because Andale joined us. So we have been so graciously reached out to by Augustin Farms, who we talk about a lot, which is freeze dried food that you can purchase. And we talked a lot about freeze dried foods on one of our podcast episodes, because I love buying and stocking up on freeze dried foods and making like meals in a jar. But we joked about it because I ordered last garden season, my first year gardening on this homestead. Excuse me, I burped. I bought freeze dried rabbit manure. And we joked about it because we said hopefully they cleaned or changed out the trays if they were freeze drying the rabbit poop compared to freeze drying the food. But yes, freeze dryer, they're amazing. I mean, Harvest Right, send me one. That's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say on that. This, I'd love one. I did see that they have the new layaway plan. Like, I don't know any of y'all, if you put it in the chat, if you remember back in the day, Kmart's layaway was one of the best layaways. They say that Harvest Right's layaway is pretty comparable to that. Have you, anybody in the chat? I'm going to look and eat at the same time. Eating off camera, y'all. But also, we talked about the freeze dried candies. I was like, what? Oh my goodness. Literally. I was on the Ann Lynn show, and I love them. The Ann Lynn, Ann's daughter, Glinda, has a freeze dryer, and she does the Skittles and marshmallows. And I'm like, and some people honestly make a good little business out of selling their freeze dried stuff. Literally, I've sat down. Oh, you did? Okay. Chris, was it easy? How was it? Talk to us. Talk to us. Hello, Nancy, my friend. How are you, love bug? We live tiny, have nowhere to put, but I'd give up. Girl, who are you telling? Me too. Somebody'd be kicked out of a room. Somebody would be kicked out of a room if we were sent one. I'd be like, sorry, you can go live outside. The freeze dryer has to stay inside. You have 2 that run all the time. Oh my goodness. Hold on. There we go. We have 2 that run all the time. Well, Chris, I joke with you like I joke with Monica. You have a whole football team that you feed. So two probably is the way to do it. Super easy. Good. I really am starting to think it's probably something that I need to do. I was talking to Lisa, my boo thing over at Yogi Hollow, and I told her the same thing, because she gets a lot of sausage because she raises beautiful cootie pigs and their meat looks absolutely stunningly beautiful. I'm like, girl, you need to freeze dry that and sell it and make you some money. I'm doing good, my love. How are you? Oh, hi, Sandy. Hi. Okay, so I'm so excited. I'm going to be lurking, Sandy, in your live tomorrow for your 100,000 subscribers. I know that uh, Monica and Dale will be in there. And I'm just so happy for you, Sandy. Like, y'all, let me tell you about Sandy. She blessed us to come and be a guest on our podcast multiple times. And for someone who has as many followers as she does, she is so down to earth and sweet and knowledgeable. And I just can't speak highly enough about Sandy. So, hey, Sandy. Hey. Okay, let me go back to these comments. When you decide to let me know, yes, send me your affiliate link because I'm telling you, like, I have to like man up and just kind of jump off ship if that makes sense. Makes sense. Um, because it's something that would make me money in the long run and save me money. Yeah. But it's at the very beginning when you're like, oh, I'm gonna spend $3,000 on something. I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But freeze dryer. I always try. I will say because I don't lately. I have not been talking about a lot of the bigger homesteading channels because I feel that a lot of them are very mainstream now. But I will say that Sarah and Kevin over at Living Traditions Homestead are amazing because they give away a freeze dryer, and I know they do it with Harvest Right, but they give away one a lot, like once a year sometimes, and it's such a blessing. Um, to be able to get one of those, and I think it's really cool because there's something that a homestead needs. It is something. It is something. Thank you. You're sweet. But yes, food freeze dried. But also, let me tell you, I'm like burping at the salmon. It's crazy. Anyways, I love to dehydrate, and I'm looking into getting a better dehydrator because I have learned so much on cool things to dehydrate. And for those that do not know, I'm in the process of fostering to adopt. I'm psycho crazy and wanting to foster to adopt four. So I've been looking at four. I'm not going to say whether it's brothers or sisters. I'm going to keep people guessing. But I've been kind of learning like kid friendly recipes for the future. One that I learned was fruit roll-ups. I don't know if any of y'all remember fruit roll-ups. I think it's still a thing for kids. I know when I was a younger kid, which wasn't too long ago, fruit roll-ups were like the thing. And this one was the juice that you do. So basically what you do is you juice all of your juices together, okay? So like we had pears, we had peaches this year. We had some apples from a friend. I did strawberries in there. Juice it all together. Yes. Oh my God. That's the one I'm looking for. Excalibur. That's what I'm going for next. And so once you get your juice, then some people do no they don't. I changed that because it will freeze dry it weird. But I pour into and I have these little like silicone pads that I have a round one. I have a round cheapie from Walmart. And they're silicone pads that fits into the trays. And you pour your juice in there and it stays in there because it has like a little lip. And then I dehydrate it usually 12 hours, and it's like this gummy consistency. once I pull it out, it looks like a big old flat donut, but it's sticky. And I'll cut it into fours and then roll it up, and that's a fruit roll up. But it's made with stuff that you grew. It's healthier. It doesn't have all the preservatives. So that's recipe one that I love. Another one was I did this year because y'all know for some reason Ormsby Farm, our ground likes to grow cucumbers. I did over 700 pounds the first year. We did over 6 this year. What we did was we cut it up thin into like with a mandolin kind of thing, and we cut them up thin, and we soaked the cucumbers in vinegar and some salt, and then we dehydrated them, and they were salt and vinegar cucumber chips. Oh my gosh. Well, hello, Horace Mia Moskli. Did I say that right? Horace Mia Moskli. Hopefully I said that right. Hi, Horace. Thanks for coming in from England. And Creamy J from Sweden. Hello, hello, hello. Thank y'all for coming in. Am I the only fellow who wants to see this? Ah! No, you don't. You don't. My hair is a hot mess. Let me tell you, when I first moved to the homestead, we were still shooting the podcast, and Monica's husband, Eric, joked with me one night. It was either a live or one of the podcasts. I can't remember, because I said, oh, I will be still getting prepared and dressed and showered to do a Southern dinner in the dining room, whatever. And Eric was like, okay, dude, I give you like a couple months and you'll see that coming in from your garden, showering and rechanging for dinner ain't gonna happen. And let me tell you, Eric was correct. I barely remember to like style my hair on Sundays for church. Okay. That's the only time Jesus is gonna get my hairstyle. Every other time, it's a baseball cap now, because you wake up, you go, you start doing chores, you are in the garden, you're canning, you're doing stuff. So, yeah, just saying. I know I have the world in here. It's like a world, late night world talk with Casey. Oh, you do the pickles and the freeze dryer. I'm telling you, the chips are so good. Now, let me tell you, I did a couple different tests, and my first batch was a little salty. It was kind of like one of those like your whole mouth dries up, which I guess is good for like ulcers and stuff because it dried all of that stuff up. And then the second batch was good. And what I do is I put it in a 1/2-gallon mason jar and vacuum seal the top. And then you have it to like pop open chip wise when you're sitting watching a good show like The Chosen, which is what I'm addicted to. Or, y'all, I started watching Little House on the Prairie. Alicia, my friend Alicia, got me and Monica on watching it. So basically at night, I'll be watching it and I'll be texting Monica and I'm like, can you believe Jimmy came back on the episodes, or did you see Mr. Edwards? So yeah, that's our little late night chit chat. Little House on the Prairie, yeah. Have you see what kind of pears do you have, Sandy? Yeah, because our pears, we harvest them pretty early, but our pear trees, we have the Bartlett, and I have not yet started um I have not yet started pruning our tree yet because I don't know how to. But one of my good friends here that I met at the farmers market is coming over this spring to kind of teach me how to prune the trees. And we got blight on our trees, but they still produced a lot. And I think we got like 77 pounds of Bartlett pears. But what kind of pears do you have on your tree for 100 pounds? Because I love pears. Let me tell you, I do so much. I do the pear and fig jam. I do pear juice. I do pear cider. I do the pear scrap vinegar. If you have not done that, y'all, it is so good to the pear scrap vinegar. Right, Chris? Isn't it so good? It is so good. It's literally, I'm just like, if the grid could just shut down, I'd be okay. I'm prepared now. I'm prepared and ready. Let me see. Hold on. Going through back on the chat show. Sorry if I'm missing some. Have I ever dunked my head in a box of sludge? I have not. No, I cannot say that I have. Cannot. Um. Oh, hey, Jackie. Hey. Yeah, I love pear juice. You have Keefers, Bartlett, Asian, and the one I can't remember. Yeah, I have Bartlett. I love them. Asian pears. I didn't know how many Asian style fruits and veggies there were. We have Asian plums, or I think they're called Chinese plums, but they were so good. And they didn't produce the first year. And then this year we had like seven. We would go out to harvest and we would have like 7 5-gallon buckets full. And they're little, they're like little small ones, and they were delicious. And we made jam. It was wonderful. But y'all, I also was so excited because I was very blessed by some friends that have an apple orchard on their property. And they said, "Hey Casey, we've harvested all that we want. Do you want to come and do you want to pick some apples?" And me, cheapy McCheaperson, I was like, yes, here I come. And they were Golden Delicious and Granny Smith. And we were able to get 55 pounds of free apples. And y'all know I did a ton of stuff. Um, and one of them was I made apple brandy for the first time, and it is so good. It made a gallon. The recipe that I did made a gallon for the holiday season. And you soak these apple and cinnamon stuff in all of the recipes, but then you're supposed to take it out to let it ferment a little bit more. And so with the apples and cinnamon sticks that were left over, one of my other friends was like, "No, Casey, mash it up like mashed potatoes and put it in water and sugar, and you're going to get you some grandma's apple pie moonshine." So that is what is fermenting right now in my pantry. Um, we'll see if it works. Don't know, but it's going to be good. I know that the brandy is delicious. They are, and they're such sweet people. They actually, right after we got the apples, they called back and they said, "Hey, because my muscadine vines aren't really producing anymore because I haven't harvested them or I haven't pruned them properly since the year that we've been here." And so I was like, "Oh, okay, I don't have those this year." But they were like, "Hey, do you want to come pick some?" So we were able to get a gallon and a half of muscadine grapes, and they smell amazing. And my muscadine grapes from last year, I pulled it out of the freezer, and I was like, I'm just gonna put them in. I'm gonna put them in a some water and try to make some juice, and it made really good juice. Let's see. Hold on, going back. Let's see. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Y'all are leaving some random comments, y'all. Have you ever looped lettuce leaves? Have not. I have not. It says, "Can you have a tour of your room you're currently in?" I mean, this is pretty much it. This is kind of like a guest bedroom, and it's really my office. This is where my whole computer setup is for lives. But I do have a house tour video. Head to my channel, subscribe. You can go see it. Hello, water bottle head. Thanks for coming in. It says my bed seems upside down. No, but it's up straight. It's up normal. Hello, Prepper 101. Oh, I see what it is. Y'all, we have some trolls in here tonight. I always say I feel so important when we finally get some trolls that come in and make fun of me. Makes me feel great. Thank you. Thank you for that because you're still helping me get my watch hours, and I appreciate you. My hair won't stop growing. It's becoming a real problem. Oh my goodness. Chris, these folks crack me up. Thank you. Thank you for saying that uh, that I seem nice. Yes. Not trolling, you're asking a question. Okay. Great. Wonderful question then. Why does my voice sound so femme? Because it does. That's about it. That's the question. That's the answer that I have. Um, anyways, so okay, back to grocery shopping. Let me tell you, one, it is a day. Well, anybody knows that's homesteading knows that going into town, quote unquote, because town is never close when you live in the country, is a full day thing. So we drive, maybe it's probably about 37 minutes into the closest town that has the grocery store. So that's about an hour round trip. And then you're shopping. And then everybody else in the country is going to that same Kroger to shop that day and going like 2 miles an hour. And it's a whole day thing and it wears me out. I'm just like, I do not like grocery shopping. I love you guys added it. Right? Isn't she's so amazing. Oh my goodness. And we have had so much fun. You know, it was so funny when she first joined, when we first started recording with her, because before the announcement came out, we were recording with her, I think like 2 months before that, because we record pretty far in advance. And I'm sure she would never admit this, but I'm sure she was probably like, oh my gosh, what did I do signing on with Monica, Alicia, and Casey? They are crazy. But now we've kind of like turned her, and now she's like funny, joking, crazy psycho like we are. So I think all four of us kind of like mesh well together. And she is so knowledgeable, so knowledgeable. So I'm so glad that she decided to join us. Thank you. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. And I love you, Sandy. See, okay, let me tell you. We talked about this Kroger because it's the Milledgeville Kroger that I'm talking about. It's literally like they put out coupons and sales. Because listen, ain't no shame in my game. I'm going to coupon and I'm going to try to save some money. But they put everything out that they don't have. Let me look right in the camera. Like all of the coupons, I'm like, ooh, these are great coupons. I'm gonna clip these, clip these, clip these. And thank you for coming in. Thank you, Mary, for coming in. So you clip the coupons and then you get to the store and then they don't have none of it. And I'm like, oh, like, what is the point? What is the point? And so I remember we were walking around and you know, you always get and you never know which ones are the managers and which ones are just like the really enthusiastic employees. They're like, you finding everything okay? And you want to be like, no, I'm not. But you know, you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. So yeah. But yes, we did. And let me tell you, I was terrible. I was terrible, Jackie, because I went to Kroger first and then I went to Aldi's. And okay, hold on one second, Chris. Hold on. Y'all bear with me for a second. Bear with me. So okay, so no, yeah, I went to uh Kroger first, and then I was like, you know what? I need to see if they have turkeys yet. Um okay, Chris. It should be you now. So basically I went into the Aldi's right after I went to Kroger and like 80% of what I bought was cheaper. And I'm like, well, that's your fault, Casey, because you knew that. Um, yeah, we have some wonderful little mods um, in here. Hi, Tony. How are you? Yes, I know. We have one asked me about being an alien, so I guess I'm an alien now. Hi, Glinda. You're not late to the party. I actually was just talking about you a couple minutes back. We were talking about freeze dryer, and I talked about you and your Skittles and your marshmallows. And then I probably wait. Somebody said, what? This is funny. I just have to show this. Chris and Larry, infamous trolls. Don't make them a mod. You will regret it, y'all. I just have to giggle. I just have to giggle for a minute. We can all giggle in unison. But, anyways, yes, Jackie, I was so mad because a lot, like a good amount, was more expensive at Kroger than it was at Aldi. Um, and me and Chris were talking about this before about these chicken prices. Y'all, when I tell you, you see how I'm looking to the invisible people around me because it was so expensive. A whole chicken that I used to could probably get $3 to $6 was $12 for a whole chicken. A whole chicken. And the chicken was not that big. Okay. Was not that big. You can buy a laying hen that will produce eggs for you at that price too. Just letting you know here in Sparta. That would be you need to add that game to your game night, Tony. That would be a fun game, Whack-A-Troll. And I always say I feel very honored and blessed when trolls come in. Let me tell y'all I had the funniest troll comment back when I was still shooting our family's reality show, Being Casey. And again, we shot those in advance, like most little reality shows. It wasn't anything live or the week of. We shot 6 months in the rear. And I was wearing all black because I had come from work. And a troll in the comments said, "Congratulations, Casey, for proving that black is not always slimming." I saw that. I was like, wow, that is a really good read. That's a really good put down. I need to write that down for later. But yeah, so trolls, I always feel blessed that you come in and decided to waste your life in my life. So thank you. Yes, prices are going crazy. And it's not even just the meat, y'all. It is everything. It is every single thing. And let me tell you, if y'all haven't seen, I did a video with Mary Ellen at Prepper Potpourri on Spam Timber. And we did air fryer spam fries, which are so delicious. But spam has gotten so expensive. It's almost $5 where we are. It is $4.79 to get a little jar of the spam. It is so expensive. And back in the day, I used to get like a can of tuna for 49 cents. It's $1.19 now. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it was. I thought it was funny. You see, I don't let certain things bother me like that. That kind of stuff doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. And it actually made me laugh. Oh, bless their flat foreheads. Yes, I'm the same way. But prices ridiculous. But I just was shocked. And then I was worn out. You know when you like are like so in shock about the prices that you think so hard and it wears you out to you just need to go take a nap afterwards. That's how I felt. $4.89 a loaf today. That's crazy. Let me tell you, I don't buy bread anymore because I make my bread and sell my bread, and ours are $5 for homemade organic bread. Um, and most people are like, "Are you sure? $5? That's so cheap." I'm like, "Really? It used to be $1 back when I was buying bread. What is bread looking like at Walmart? Like crazy." And also, animal feed. It's ridiculous. Let me tell you, now that I am an animal owner of turkeys and chickens, and we buy feed probably once a month. I have looked into fermenting feed, but the feed there in just the short time, I've only had my chickens and turkeys, let's see, probably 18, 19 weeks now, almost 5 months, and the price has gone up in the 5 months. I'm just like, it's ridiculous. Like they gonna start get, and the crazy thing is they like the bugs and the rotted winter squash from the garden that I throw in there, and it explodes on the ground when you drop it. They like that better than the feed. So it's crazy. But yeah, I'm about to wrap this up so I can actually eat my ice cold salmon and rice after I get on here. But I thank everyone that came in tonight to my live. I'm going to start doing it every Mondays. And oh wait, hold on. If you, oh, I hope them animals is like paying back somehow. As Monica and Eric say, the animals are on the payroll. Otherwise, they's got to go because that's a lot. That's a lot of feed. Yet feed is expensive. Now it's 22, which for most people, if you're coming in and you're thinking 16 to 22, that's not big of a jump. It's $6 of a jump. It's huge. It's huge. Right? That is so expensive. They do. They work for it. They work for that $700. But y'all, thanks for coming in. I'm heading off to go eat my dinner, and I am going to be doing this live every Monday night. I will see y'all. Come in tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock. I will be on the live radio show with Ann Dale, Alicia, and Monica for our Hey Y'all Hey Morning show. And we have Tori. Oh my gosh, Troy. Why am I saying Tori? Troy. We have Troy from Bar Run Forge on tomorrow. We had so much fun shooting with him. He's going to be on the show tomorrow. So, y'all, I will see y'all on the next live. So thanks for coming in. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.